grandparent is an exciting time, but there is also work to be done. And we're not just talking about changing diapers. In honor of Grandparents' Day, local financial professional Mike Koinen, owner of Principal Preservation Services, joins us tonight to talk about the money moves that grandparents should make. Mike, as always, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me, Liz.
All right, where should grandparents start? Let's start there.
Well, I deal with mostly my clients are grandparents, so they tell me how they love being grandparents way better than being a parent.
Because they can give them back, right? That's the whole
That's
point.
right, and they spoil them too much. And do they really need all that stuff? Do they need more clothes and toys, things that they won't even use? So my tip to them is, first of all, cut that spoiling budget in half. It's okay to give them some stuff, but maybe save some money for more of a need, not a want. Maybe they're saving money for a car someday, or summer camp, or musical instrument. Things like that will make a difference. And just have a designated savings account for that, and save up for some bigger things that they'll appreciate more.
I also understand there's some paperwork that grandparents should be updating.
Yeah, they've been postponing a lot of this. You need those living documents in place. So durable power of attorneys for health care. Who's going to take care of you if you can't? Durable power of attorneys for finances. Who's going to pay the bills if you're laid up and you can't? And if you don't have those in place, the state is your legal guardian, so you need to get those done. And also, if on the day that we pass, we don't like to talk about that, but one day we won't be here, and you had to make sure you have a will that's established. But outside of the will, I think you should look at having revocable living trust so your state's not tied up into the court, the probate court system. One last thing on that is beneficiaries. Make sure your beneficiaries are correct, because you might have gone through divorce, you might have lost a loved one, and upon you pass, those beneficiary designations are irrevocable. They're paid out to whoever. Maybe it could have been ex-spouse, and you don't want that money to go there.
Important conversations to be having, no doubt.
Yes. And
let's talk about one cost that grandparents can help with, and that is the daunting cost, of course, of college.
Yeah, the rising cost of college. You know, the grandparents probably worked a summer job and paid for the school. Now, you work a summer job, so you might pay for your books.
Right.
So it's nice if they want to pay for help pay for the college, and a good option is a 529 plan. A 529 plan, that money can grow tax-free as long as those monies are used for college expenses. One downside of having a 529 plan is they will count those assets in a 529 against the financial aid. So there are some other options outside of a 529 plan for college savings, but I have a directory on my website at preserveyourdollars.com.
What about just balancing that? It is a balancing act, right? Helping your grandkids and also, planning for your retirement, because that's important.
Yeah,
as well.
You have to make sure that your own retirement is established first before you decide you want to help out your grandchildren. And I've had a few cases where clients have actually stepped in to help their grandchildren for a major need, and it's affected their retirement, where they had to postpone it for a couple of years. So if you haven't reached retirement, you want to make sure how much that's going to cost you to be retired, how much that's going to cost, savings, what you're going to need per month to save. But once you're retired, you're on a fixed income. Does that fit your budget to do that? So you make sure you're working with a professional, make sure that you're not eventually going to be a burden to your own kids or grandchildren someday because you helped out and you probably shouldn't have.
And I love this one. I want to get to this quickly, but you actually encourage grandparents to play an active role and help teach their grandkids about money.
Yeah, that's my favorite too, because what a great opportunity for a grandparent to leave a legacy behind and share those stories about how life was earlier. What did you make for your first job? How much per hour did you make? And when you first got married, how much was your first house? How much money did you have to put down? What were the interest rates back in the day? I think not just telling those stories, but also journaling that, so it can go beyond your grandchildren into your great and great-grandchildren, to leave a legacy behind about all the struggles you went through and all the triumphs. So hopefully they don't make the same mistakes that you have made someday.
I was going to say, I'll never forget my grandma's stories of the Great Depression, and they are still with me today. So
yeah, those are things you won't forget, and journal those.
All right. Thank you, Mike.
Thanks for having me.